Start out with our good friend, who doesn't come here often enough, but we're glad when he does. Jay Power, Director. We say our good friend Brent McKinney, who is Executive Director of PART. Welcome to the show once again, sir.
Thank you, Jim.
Let's update folks. You had a big editorial in some of the newspapers not long ago because some of the media was sniping at PART and saying, well, I don't know how PART's funded and all that. And you explained it in this editorial, which I thought was great, because people needed to know the history of how PART was founded. And from the get-go, it was designed to be supported by the county governments and taxpayers, right?
Oh, that's correct. All the funding comes through local governments. More specifically, comes through the counties. Counties are our members, and so we look to them for our funding. I wrote that article, and I wanted to put a lot of information together because sometimes we get it in bits and pieces, and we kind of get fragmented views as well.
Get off on tangents and
stuff. I was
stuff.
hoping that we could kind of have a collective summation of all the information, give our readers and viewers a bigger picture.
And one of the points in there, too, was that the federal grants that you get from time to time do not go for operational things. They don't run to run the buses or whatever. They help with building park and ride lots and stuff.
That's right. We have never received any funds for operations. Those come locally. We only receive those grants for capital assets.
Now, the good news is you must have said the right things and talked to the right folks, because in the last, since we've seen you last, a couple of the counties have come through pretty well with some money. Tell us about those two counties.
Well, we really needed some funds for operations because our source of local funds is down this year. It's due to the economy. That comes from a 5% tax on rental vehicles, and we're down about $1.1 million from where we have been in the past, and we have very few funds in our savings account. So we turned to our counties, and Forsyth and Guilford County stepped up in a big way.
A lot of money.
They provided exactly what we needed, so we could continue to provide the services here in the urban areas. A 30-minute service between High Point and Greensboro and Winston-Salem, and we're really appreciative of doing that.
But now the other counties need to come through, and they need to continue to do this to make sure things are healthy, right?
We need a little support from all of our partners.
If the counties don't come step up to the plate, the other counties, do you have to continue to raise rates and cut routes and things?
I don't think we can do that anymore. We've raised our rates as far as we can. You know, you have to give an incentive to the riders to leave their private automobiles and to use public transportation. And once they do, it benefits everyone.
Right.
The person who's never going to ride the bus benefits because of those savings that we have. Reduced fuel consumption, reduced purchases from foreign countries keeps our money in our area for jobs and circulation, and it gets spent 2.5, 3 times. So we need to keep as much money as we can.
Right.
And so if you're not going to ride the bus, get your neighbor to, or encourage someone else to. So we need to support those folks.
Well, speaking of buses, PART just agreed to provide some kind of special service to the residents of Guilford County, which I understand has nothing to do with the regular PART service. This is some new contract. What was that about?
PART is set up to do that. We are authorized by the general statutes to provide elderly and handicapped special transportation services where it's needed. So Guilford County turned to us and asked if we could help them out. That service was being provided by a private provider.
Out of California, I think.
Out of California, and they were losing money. And so they turned to us and asked if we could help them out, and we were glad to step up and be able to do that.
I think that's great. So, but that's just so folks aren't confused. That's a special contract service you're doing for Guilford County, but you'll still operate your regular PART routes. And
thank you for clarifying that. It is totally separate. It is 2 different divisions. And one reason that we are able to do that, have a little advantage, is we already have some experience at this. We don't pay taxes, and we don't make a profit.
And you're not in California.
And we're not in California.
All right, here's the website up on screen, www.partnc.org, for more information about lots of topics, including everything from helping the environment and links to Triad Air Awareness and other good folks that help with these things. And thanks for taking time to come over and clarify things.
Thank you, Jim.
All right, Brent McKinney.